Good afternoon and happy Friday to all of my viewers, both of you. I thought I would do another kind of quick video. I actually made some notes, so if you have me see me, I've got them up on my other screen here. Here in the studio slash home office slash fishing plan for tomorrow versus YouTube, Yahoo's, etc. I wanted to kind of stay on topic and not get pushed off topic like I was yesterday. I couldn't, during my little video on the ATF and their ruling, I carry a copy of the Constitution, a little book, in my center console in my car. And for me to have forgotten the word infringed yesterday told me, dude, flying by the seat of your pants maybe not the best option for you. So what I want to talk about is something that's kind of concerning. I think it's a thumbnail sketch of the economy as a whole, and that is the new and used car market. In a prior life, I did a little stint as a car salesman. I had been in sales for years prior to that, and I'd always thought that, like, if the screen here is the ocean, like here is, whale poop, and somewhere down here are car salesmen. And I'd like to tell you that my experience has taught me that that was not correct, but unfortunately in most cases that's very correct. There's a lot of volatility going on in the market for a car market right now, and there's a lot of things that are really impacting it. And when a lot of people will be getting their income tax returns, and they'll be using that as a down payment or part of a down payment or increasing a down payment on a newer used vehicle. And I wanted to kind of highlight some things that I've done some research on, and I think are indicators that the market is crazy right now. And some of the things that you're going to find is new car dealers not wanting to lower the prices and saying that that they don't have that much inventory, so they don't have to lower their sticker price. But based on market research and stuff like that, we know that's not exactly true. Now, they're not pre-pandemic levels of inventory, but they are significantly higher than they were a year ago. I would almost bet that there's a lot somewhere around the corner from your dealership where they store their excess inventory. So if your car that you're looking at, if your dealer is not wanting to come off sticker, or the insanity of sticker plus, shop somewhere else and let them know that you are and why you are. Some of the things that are going to be a long-term drag on the car market and finances is there's an abundance of wholesale used vehicles, and their value right now is declining rapidly because there's so many of them out there. Supply and demand, there's a lot, people want to pay less. Another factor that's happening that is causing a lot of instability in the market is financing costs are going crazy. Banks right now, the interest rates are just insane. That is slowing the economy. Some of the other factors that are happening right now that people don't really think about is that people are underwater. It means that they owe more than the car is worth that they're wanting to trade in. And that's kind of always been a trend, but it's the percent of being underwater is increasing off what it used to be substantially. Some of the other things that are happening right now is people are what I put in here with my notes, people are getting smarter and checking online in various forums for the actual trading value of their current ride. saying they are way too far underwater and simply keeping their current vehicle longer. That's impacting. That means that there's not as many deals happening. And that's going to force the new and used car, well, not so much the used car because they don't offer deals, factory rebates and stuff like that, but the new car market, they're going to start offering rebates. They have to start moving cars. And the pandemic of, hey, we don't have cars, we can charge you whatever we want, that model is going away. One of the other things that I've found is that financial institutions, your banks and lenders, are less willing to finance cars with negative equity and new car loans. Along that whole process there, in addition to not wanting to finance with as much negative equity when you're upside down in your car and you carry that over to your new car, the amount of negative equity has increased. So banks are less and less willing to put themselves at risk for losing and are not as willing to do the, deals that they had been, historically willing to do. One of the things that you'll find that's going on right now is when you get into the lending market, they're asking a lot more information. They're asking for a lot more information. They're asking for length of time in your job, what is your job title. There's just a lot more personal information that they're wanting before they give you a yes or a no. And that's the tightening of money. And that's because of percentage points. I find it kind of interesting, this kind of point right here. I forget where I got this one, that 60% of Americans don't have an extra $500 in the bank for emergencies. So the average trade-in and down payment was $4,000 to $5,000. Okay, that has gone up to $6,000 to $7,000 required trade-in. If they don't have $500 in the bank for emergencies, just the idea of them coughing up $6,000 for a down payment, that's not going to happen. It's taking them out of the market also, so that the pool of potential buyers are getting smaller and smaller. They're shopping. They know exactly what the value of that car is that they're wanting to buy. They're getting a lot smarter about that. And if they're smart, they're checking monthly what the trade-in value is on their vehicle. And if they see that they're too far underwater, they're not even going in there to drive your Bob Bitchin brand new automobile. They're just taking a pass. So that's taking them out of the market. Floor plan. While pre-pandemic, floor plans had a lot more cars on the dealership lots. There's a lot less vehicles there now, but their floor plan payments are actually higher than they were with more cars, and that's all based on money, the cost of money right now. So what that should tell the wise buyer is, if you know that the vehicles are, their dealerships are getting their butts handed to them on floor plan charges, the interest on their vehicles that they've got for sale there. They're going to have to start doing something. And the factory, they're going to start coming out with rebates. I was looking at this one trade rag here, and to turn around and show you all this stuff in my notes and all that stuff, it says that the incentives are going to be coming out, and they will be steep. Do not pay sticker price on anything, or sticker plus on anything. And I put in that big bold caps, anything. You don't pay sticker price on it, plus anything. There's going to be rebates. Now, it was the seller's market forever. It's coming. I'm telling you, car prices are going to hit the ground, used and new. And there's going to be a lot of used car dealerships that are going to be going out of business because they're going to want to try to keep their prices as high as possible, and they're not going to sell the cars. The market is very volatile right now, and the wise buyer, you shop, you know what's going on, and you go out there and you effectively research your vehicle for your purchase. It says that the new and used car markets are shrinking as people find they can't afford either a new or used vehicle due to the interest rates and pricing levels. So what that's doing is that there's causing people to go and keep their current vehicle and reconditioning it and keeping it for longer. Okay, trying to. There's a curve. Okay, what you owe on a vehicle versus what it's worth, its trade-in value. You really need to be tight on that curve to make sure that you're not keeping it longer than you'll ever get any value for it. So if you keep a car for 3-4 years and you're putting 30,000-40,000 miles on it, and you've now got a 3 or 4 year old car with 120,000 miles on it, it's not going to be worth as much. So your trade-in might be better sooner rather than later. So check the markets, see what the trade-in value is, see what kind of rebates are going on, and make your choices then. And remember, they're gonna have to start giving rebates. It's a fact. One of the things, I don't want to get into the weeds and inside baseball on the man, when I need to remember a name, it just escapes me. The electric car, Elon Musk's Teslas, they just came out, I think it was a Y model, and they just gave them a 20% discount. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. He identified a niche in the market and knew that he was overproducing, or he wasn't making his manufacturing goals and sales goals, so he had to do something, and that is 20% rebate. The other side of that is that for the earned tax income, or the renewable energy tax credit or whatever, I think it's like $7,500 or some madness like that. The vehicle has to be under $55,000 to qualify, and that's why they lowered the price down below that. Now, he could also have been, there's the other aspect of it where he was trying to get a bigger share of the e-car market. That may be something to look at. There's a lot of vehicles out there that are kind of overpriced, and they're kind of not wanting to give rebates until they're forced to, and it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. So right now, it may be a good time for, if you thought about getting a Tesla, at least a Y model, $55,000 market, now might be that time. Here's an interesting little fact that I just thought was kind of amazing. The 84-month loan on new and used cars, I didn't even know that existed. The percentage of loans, I believe, are right around 20% of all loans are 84-month loans. So people will do it and say, the price will be lower, so I can make double payments if I want to at certain times to kind of get out from under it. But what that does is that means that you have to keep that car just to the break-even point where you're no longer underwater, negative equity, upside down, whatever you call it. Instead of being 3 to 4 years of owning the vehicle, now you're looking at 5 or 6 years. So keeping a car for 5 or 6 years with those kind of payments, okay, what that's doing is it's lessening the resale value of the vehicle, and it means that its trade-in value is going to be less. The finance value on the vehicle is going to be more because of the pricing right now. So an 84-month loan, long term, it's going to be bad for the market. It's going to cause all new and used car prices to shrink. Some of the things that, and I know I'm kind of all over the place because I put these notes together and I was just reading and it hit me. And some of the things that you really need to take in mind when you're looking at getting a new car, and take my word for it, rebates, new car factory rebates are coming. Okay, they have to. They cannot afford to sit on this inventory for as long as they have been, and they can no longer afford to stick it in and twist it on the factory, the sticker price plus model that they've been doing throughout the pandemic because of the shrunk inventory. And again, it's not as big as it was pre-pandemic, the inventory, but it is substantially higher than it was this time last year. So some of the things that I'd asked you to consider and bear in mind, I'm going to move the camera a little bit because part of my notes are being cut off here. Let's see. Some of the things that I'm asking you to take into consideration is the length of the loan versus the mileage versus the trade-in value versus the cost of the loan. All roads lead to being underwater at trade-in, and hugely so. So, long-term loan, you have to keep it longer, causing it to have more miles on it, causes the trade-in value to be less, and then the cost of the loan because of financing, what that is translating into in a typical sale right now is that the down payment is, your down payment is going from $4,000 to $5,000 to $5,000 to $7,000 minimum if they'll give you that loan. So it's coming. The market, the new and used car market, I predict in the next couple of months you're going to see a lot of used car dealerships, the buy here, pay here lots, unless they're paying cash for the vehicles at auctions, they're going out of business. Okay, they don't have the money, and I think they're going to try to hold on to these higher prices until it's too late, and then they're going to lose everything and they're going to be out of business. So kind of wrap this whole thing up. The market's insanely volatile right now. Personally, I'm recommending that you wait at least until the very end of February, maybe mid-March, before you even start looking for a car. And then you need to, between now and then, every single day, you need to go in and just check the trade-in value of your current vehicle with the current miles so that you know exactly where you're at. And then you need to start looking at the prices of the cars that you're looking at and inventory, and deciding which one of the vehicles that you're wanting to potentially get a loan for and or trade in against, and make your move based on that. Again, wrapping it up, the market is crazy. It's going to get crazier. Prices are going to come down because they have to come down, and the cost of the loans are going to go up, and the length of the loans are going wider. I would definitely recommend that you hold off buying a new or used vehicle. Like I said, end of February, mid to late March, and don't buy the first thing that you jump on. Buy the best car that you can afford, low miles, and a good trade-in value. See what its trade-in value is before you go buying it, and take the dealer to the mat, because there's a lot of money in these deals that are getting left on the table, and the dealer, or the auto dealer, is taking it. And I want you to keep it in your pocket and not be one of the 60% of Americans with less than $500 in their checking account for emergencies. So I apologize that I was kind of all over the place, but I needed to get that information out to you before I'm unavailable for the weekend, and it kind of slipped my mind. Be the smart consumer. Shop, and don't get up and leave. Do not let them take your driver's license with them. Okay. If they take your driver's license, demand that they give it back to you. If you bring your trade-in with you, do not let it leave the salesman's cubicle. One of the tricks is that they bring your driver's license up to the sales manager's desk or your key, and I would just very firmly say, go get my driver's license and go get my keys right now, and I want them right here. None of those sales tricks, and all that is just to keep you in there and beat you down until you accept their deal. And you don't have to do that. Shop smart, shop a lot, and don't take crap from the car dealer. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.